Come to end this shit, pilgrim. I'm sorry, that was like weird. That was a weird intro. But yeah, welcome back to Echo, everyone. Echo, Echo, Echo. Yup. Okay, that reminds me of Ben 10. Echo, Echo. I'm sidetracking. I fucked up the intro. Thank you for clicking on this video. Subscribe, like. I do stream every now and then. I'll try to stream twice a week. I'll try. On that, let's get back to the game. I want to see this rodeo's ending, or this how do we say this? Yeah, just the end. I'm curious. I've heard there are a couple of routes. Remember the time when we were crashing out with, not we, but Flynn was crashing out with one time while we were swimming and shit, and had to pick who was the person I was gonna follow. Yeah, that was the route, or the part where we can pick which character's ending will follow through, or characters, I don't know. And then I open it. Sorry if I'm gonna sound weird. I'm gonna push through this, but I can't do the voices. Yeah. I stand there for a while, staring in. The light from the room pours into the bathroom, but it isn't enough to show me anything out of the ordinary. I feel it though. There's an energy in there pulling me in. Slowly, I step inside, looking around, my heart hammering my chest. I'm not scared. Not anymore. I'm not scared of you. Yeah, it's a sort of anticipation instead of fear. Like I've been waiting for this ever since I got to Echo. I don't know if I believe in ghosts now, but I know what's happening here is real. Wait, are we recording? Go back. We are. Good. I wait, feeling the cold tiles of the bathroom against the pads of my feet. Also, I might do shorter videos. I'm cooking some other videos as well. I'm more so recording rather than yapping. Like visual novels. No. Trying to do something a bit different. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna pan out or how that's gonna work. But we'll see. Either way, by the end of it, I think it's more so if I enjoy making the video, doesn't matter. If I get 10 views, I think that's a win. I get a 1 like, I made someone's day. I think that's a win. Compared to like when I started out, when I got 0 views and whatever, that was horrible. Going back to the thingy, wait, did I say that? I'm not sure how long I stand there in complete silence. It could be anywhere from 1 minute to 10, but that's finally when I get an answer. I'm not reading that weirdly. Close the door. Close the door. Who the F is speaking to Chase? There we go. I almost forgot his name. I don't hear anything, but I feel it. And I feel it coming from my left. I look, but I don't see anything. This isn't like the other times when I'd hear him inside my head. No, the voice inside me is hiding right now. Like even he's afraid of this. Still, I sense it. And even though I start to feel that fear again, I reach out for the freaking door. I'm not reading that, but clearly there's some kind of entity trying to tell Chase, to close the door. Don't open the door. For a brief moment, I have a sudden realization of where I am, what I'm doing, and what's happening. But it's not enough to stop me. There's a haze over my mind, over everything. Like I'm in a deep, dark dream that I can't come up from. I think I've lost my mind or I'm dead. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. I push the door closed, but not fully, letting just a crack of light in so that through the mirror, I can see the outline of the fur on the left side of my head. Oh, we're gonna see that weird mirror version of him? But as I'm looking at that, I start to get the feeling that it's not me in the mirror. I look shorter, smaller, and something's wrong with my face. I can almost see what looks like the corner of a mouth stretch all the way across the jaw. Just like I saw in the diner bathroom. 5 days ago? I don't know. It feels so long. But it's then that I realize the presence I feel is coming from this thing in the mirror. I've got a feeling like somebody's watching me. I can't do the voice now. I lost like 2 of my teeth on my left, so kind of weird. We stare at each other for a long time, the fear rising and rising until it's almost overwhelming. But my feet won't move, my mind won't reason with what's happening. I'm in a nightmare. Oh, well, never mind. It just reaffirmed us that no, this is real. The mirror whispers at me, and I see the grotesque mouth move with the raspy, whispering words. Slowly, I move a little closer to the mirror, ducking my head down a bit, reaching up to touch my cheek where I see the widened gash of a mouth. Well, double checking my thing. There you go. My mic is picking up my voice. There we go. The reflection does the same, but when I touch my face, I only feel smooth fur. Even as the fingers in the mirror brush against the opening. What's happening? I ask myself, but my reflection responds. What's been happening for eons? What was supposed to happen to everyone else in this town, but you stopped it? What? Coming back here with your secret almost started it, but now that everyone's about to find out. What are you talking about, huh? This town might actually survive if they find out. Find out what? I bring both paws up to press against the sides of my face as if to cover up the gaping mouth. You know what? Oh no. I'm sorry everyone, I'm not that intimidating. Like the way I voice it. I might not be able to do those voices anymore. For now, for the time being, maybe a month. I'm still like somewhat recovering this left side of my the wisdom tooth and the tooth that got fucked with it. So, yeah. Enough about me and more about chasing away the gay thoughts. I squint at the reflection, trying to figure out why it looks so familiar. Sydney? There is a raspy, rustling sound, and I see the thing in the mirror shake. Its head twitching from side to side, far too fast to be anything of this world. I take a step back. Dread rises in my chest. No, this is supposed to be over. I'm not supposed to see things anymore. You always knew they were wrong. Always knew that what you saw was real. Nothing normal about this. But it's not me seeing things again that's got me feeling the way I do. No. What secret are you talking about? Again, that raspy sound of rustling leaves sounding old and forgotten. That's what it feels like I'm talking to. Something old, monolithic, and ancient. You don't need me to tell you. I grasp my shirt, twisting the fabric in my paws, feeling like I might panic, that I might go insane. Already insane. Oh, I agree. Chase is kind of freaking me the fuck out, I'll be honest. But how is anyone gonna find out? No one knows. You know that's not true. Who was responsible for the cruel joke? I swallow hard. Yes, we get it. Chase like I'm kidding. Someone knows. Not that. No, that was something else. They didn't know. It was a stupid prank on me to make me look bad, to ruin our vacation. Vacation? Is that what I'm on right now? That thought is foolish, and you know it. Yeah, that was well, I kind of get Chase in he's losing his fucking mind, so. And you know who it was, and after what you did to him. I see myself pinning the lizard in the parking lot, holding back from pounding his face into nothing. He's going to tell everyone. No! I hear myself whine, feeling like a child, like the small creature in the mirror. Yes. Yes. Unless... I wait. Feeling tears well up in my eyes, knowing that my life is about to change forever. The silence drags on and on until I finally break it. What? I can help you keep this secret. Huh? A strange ghoul in the mirrors trying to bargain with me? Interesting. I wait a while longer, but the reflection stays quiet. I get the sense that time is going faster than I perceive it. My legs aching from standing here rigidly in the cold, tile floor. Help me? I can tell you what you can do to keep things the way they are. Alright, weird man in the mirror. Tell me, how do we fix this shit? I feel a small ray of hope pierce through the towering cloud of impending doom in my chest. How? There's a dark pause, a moment that marks an in between, between what was and what's about to become. I know things can truly stay the way they are. They never do. Another split in my life, just like what happened years ago. Finally, the thing speaks, and I hear exactly what I expect. Do the same to the lizard. Oh shit! Uh oh. I swallow, feeling myself resisting, rejecting the idea. Unless you want them all to know your secret. But how do I know it was him? He sounded like he had no idea what we were doing. He's a deceptive little liar, isn't he? His entire family has always been. But I can't, if I don't know for sure. Why did he... What's he gonna do? What did he... Wait. So, if we piece things together, let's be honest. Sydney drowned. And this creature, whatever, in the mirror is like saying, do the same thing to that lizard guy. He's gonna fucking drown Flynn? That's messed up. That doesn't really absolve anybody's sins there. That's like compounding it. Show him the note. You'll see his reaction. The truth. Freaking... Yeah, my paw drifts to my pocket, feeling the gentle outline of the folded paper. Who are you? The rustling leaves again, and I realize that while this might be Sydney, it's something more than Sydney. And it doesn't answer me. We stand there for a long time again. Minutes. Hours. I don't know. Why would you help me? This time, the answer is immediate. This town needs secrets. Why? Again, no answer, and I stand there for what feels like hours. As I continue to stare at the small, disfigured creature, I get the feeling that it's starting to move independent from me. That thought scares me, and I lift my paws. I'm relieved to see the reflection do the same, but as soon as I touch my face, I feel the corner of my mouth stretch up to my ears. In a sudden burst of panic, I lunge for the light switch and flip it on. I'm stunned as I'm bathed by blinding yellow light and I have to shut my eyes for a moment before opening them. I see myself in the mirror as I've always been, staring back blearily. My eyes are bloodshot, my figure seems to sag with exhaustion. I stand there for a while, feeling my mind cloud up even more as I go over what just happened. Then a violent shiver comes from over my body like I'm suffering a high fever. I feel sick. My skin is sensitive and my joints are sore, and after a moment I move back into the motel room. I can see that it's light outside through the curtains. How long was I in there? Must have been hours. I don't care though. Still shivering, I head for the closest bed, sliding under the covers of my clothes and laying my head against the pillow. I realize then that this is Jenna's bed, and I can smell her perfume, along with the faint scent of fox muss on the pillow. Where was she again? I can't even remember through the haze in my... she's out of town, or she's in the hospital, at the hospital for Carl, or after... She did say she's not going back to the motel, she was going to Peyton to visit a few friends or whatever. This man is losing his fucking mind. This is insane. I think I fall asleep, but I'm not sure. We gotta remember, it hasn't even been a week since he got here. A sudden knock on the door makes me jump. I curl up tighter under the covers, hoping that I just dreamed it, or that whoever's outside just goes away. Then the knock again, followed by Leo's voice. Arthur, you in there? I cringe, squeezing my eyes shut, having completely forgotten about him. Forgotten about his ex? I fucking doubt that, homie. Why had he chosen to show up now? I lay still for a moment, then he yells again, which makes me jump out of the bed, cringing at the pain in my joints. Groggily, I stumble to the door, leaning against it for a moment as I feel lightheaded, trying to gather myself. Finally, I fix my face into a tired smile before opening the door. Leo stands there, his ears perked, eyes wide as if he hadn't expected me to open the door. Oh, hey, Chase. Are you alright? He reaches out to rest upon my shoulder, looking me over. Yeah, I was up all night doing my project. I left it until the last minute. I gave him a sheepish fucking grin. Leo clicks his tongue at me. Isn't that due tomorrow and aren't you driving home all day today? I shrug. I'll be fine. If you say so, author. He continues to stare at me with a look of concern. What's up? Well, I guess I'm just sorry that I haven't been around more this week. I guess I was just being a bit unfair. Yeah, I've noticed. Where has Leo been? Wasn't he and I don't. It might be an awkward kind of deal. I rack my brain for a reason why Leo is apologizing to me or how exactly he'd been unfair to me. I guess I've just been a bit down because you weren't talking to me as much as I thought you would. I'm sorry, Leo, but the game made me pick with a couple of people and I picked TJ because he was the most vulnerable person in the group. I thought it wasn't route picking, it was more like just a part of the story kind of thing. I didn't know, man. Had Leo been avoiding me all week? I hadn't even noticed. Oh, well, it's alright. I was wondering why you hadn't texted me. I've been missing you. Ah. Leo's ears flatten and I see a look of shame across his face. You could have texted me too, you know? I didn't want to bother you. I could tell you weren't all that happy. Are we recording this properly? I gotta make sure, man. Wait a minute. Double check. Yeah. Hey. I'm sorry, Chase. I guess I just felt kind of shitty after what Flynn did. Then you just kind of went quiet. I scratched the back of my head. Yeah, I can't deny that he kind of ruined the vibe of the whole trip, but I really should have called you afterwards. I'm sorry too. My dad did call me into work every day, so I guess it would have been hard to work things out anyway. That sounds familiar. He's still making you work weekends too? Usually, yeah. Leo looks past my shoulder into the motel room. Anyway, when I texted Jenna, it sounded like something was wrong. I guess she's already back in Pueblo? I shrug. Yeah, I think the tension got to her in the end and she took off early. She was complaining about Flynn the entire time she was here. Leo lets out another big sigh. Great! He's been acting strange too. Oh yeah? Ew, I don't like how Chase said that. Oh yeah? Huh? I silently hope that the wolf isn't going to ask to be let in. Yeah, driving around, acting all shady. That's actually what made me want to visit you. See if everything was okay. Carl isn't even responding to me. I'm good. Just tired and stressed out. Is Tej here? He's actually hanging out with an old friend in Peyton right now. Once he comes back, we're gonna start driving back. Was actually in the middle of a nap. Oh, sorry. You wanted to get back to that then? I smile guiltily. Yeah, that would probably be for the best. Don't want to nod off on the road, you know. Of course. Leo looks at me hesitantly. Listen, I know this was probably going to be our last time getting together before we all split off, but you want to try this again in the future? Maybe over the summer when you don't have school to worry about? I just feel like we left a lot unsaid. Doesn't have to be everyone. Maybe this time I'll just tell Flynn not to come around. I smile back at Leo. Yeah, that sounds good. I think that'd be a great time. That's kind of awful when I think about it. No, for Flynn. I'm like thinking for Flynn. I said no as if someone responded. In my head, I'm like, that's kind of messed up. Leo smiles back, looking genuinely relieved and happy. Ah, so good to hear. And I'll be sure Dad knows that I want the week off. Good luck with that, and I'll let TJ and Jenna know. Thanks, Chase. Leo stands there for a moment, then steps forward to give me a hug. I hug back tightly before letting him go. I stand in the doorway until Leo's van pulls out of the parking lot, heading in the direction of the highway, probably on his way to work. Once he's gone, I deflate, feeling as if that one conversation had been equal to hours of hard labor. Still, watching him go, I get a sense of sadness. Like that was the last time we'd see each other the way we are now. I stumble back to the bed, almost falling before I catch myself on the edge with both paws. I stare at the square patterns on the comforter, feeling a little sick. I think this man needs some meds. I'm not even joking. But problem is Jenna is not here. She's the one who has like... isn't she a psychologist? I don't know. For a moment, I hear whispers coming from the dark bathroom, but I don't even look up to see if I can see that figure in the mirror. I wish I'd closed the door, but I'm not going near that place again. So I just curl back up on the bed, facing away from the bathroom, closing my eyes. What in the Mandela catalog is going on, man? I'd gotten bored of skipping rocks pretty quickly. Is that little Jenna? Aw. Isn't this a little bit cute? And that's Leo. Interesting. Leo was so good at it, he could skip them over the water 5 times before they sunk. Even Jenna could do at least 3. Mine would splat once and sink like a stone as they were. After Leo laughed at my last one, I glared and decided to go further down the beach, where no one else could go. Hey, not in the way of the rocks. You're going to get hit. Leo telling me to be careful only made me more angry, and I cut through the water, far below the surface so they couldn't see me. I go back in the direction where we came from, wondering if Sydney and Toby are in the shallows, that I might be able to surprise them. When I come around the curve in the beach, I see that they're in fact in the shallow. Wait, yeah, we are recording. Sorry, I gotta just out tab, double check, triple check. But I can tell immediately that something isn't right. Toby's flat on his stomach in the water. Sydney's sitting on his back. Toby has just enough room that his head barely sticks out of the water. As I poke my head up, I can hear the cat sobbing. Who's Oh, Tej. I'm forgetting his name's Tobias. Sydney isn't saying much at all. He's got a strange look on his face. It's a look that I've seen before. Like that time it covered Toby's mouth and nose when it had him pinned down and we had to pull them apart. That same look when he'd thrown a dirt clod with a rock in it at the lynx's head. A look that was determined, almost empty, but completely fascinated with what he was doing. Almost like he liked it. Something about this situation scared me though. The other times we'd been there to help separate them or stop Sydney from going too far. But now it looks like he was trying to kill the cat. Every now and then, a wave would slosh over Toby's mouth and nose and he'd yell and struggle frantically, begging Sydney to get off. But Sydney just sat there, enamored with his own cruelty. He was going to kill Toby, just like he killed his dad. My vision blurs as I go under and speed toward them. I leap out of the water to knock Sydney off the lynx as hard as I can. Sydney falls back in the water before quickly pushing himself back up. I see the look of horror in his face, not at what I'm about to do to him, but because he got caught doing something bad. Not just bad, but weird and scary and something that no one should ever do. Not even if you're a kid. I don't think he could ever explain why he liked doing it. That look imprints itself in my mind. TJ runs off. I don't know where to. I tried to get Sydney to tell me what he was doing for a while. I don't remember exactly what happens, but I get angry. Real angry. I throw a punch. It misses and hits him in the throat instead. Let's out a hard cuff, reaching up with both paws to clutch at his neck. He manages to stumble to his feet without using his paws, his Luce Lobo swim trunks wetly clinging to his legs. I don't give him a chance to stand for long. I tackle him again and grab his head, shoving it underwater. He scrambles frantically. I feel a dark satisfaction in my chest at the way I can hear his screams through the bubbling of his exhaling breath. I finally let him go after a good 10 seconds, and he comes up, gagging and choking. He starts to scramble away on his paws and knees before getting up. I see snot hanging from his nose and chin as he stumbles, snorting out water, and I can tell he's about to cry. You tried to kill me! I'm telling Leo, you tried to murder me! So that was it. For some reason, the way he immediately tried to put that on me. It was then that I believed he was trying to kill TJ. Maybe not even on purpose, maybe just waiting for it to accidentally happen. I don't know. But now he's going to make everyone think I'm a murderer. Even though we all know he did it. He stumbles away and I go after him, grabbing him. He's trying to kill me! His voice is weak, and so is his body, especially in the water. I poke my head up through the waves in front of the others. Otter, move! We're going to hit your head! I shrug my shoulders, dipping under the water again so that I can hug myself and tremble alone. I'm sorry, I got the sniffles. Again, time passes in a way that I'm not familiar with. 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours pass when my phone starts to ring. There's something ominous about it, something I can't explain. But I feel it deep in my bones, like the aches in my joints. I open my eyes and see my phone just a foot in front of my face, vibrating over and over. I see the blank contact image on the screen with the name Julian under it. For a moment I wonder why I have his number, why I have his name attached to it. Then I remember it's because we'd exchanged numbers during the scavenger hunt so that I could call him to meet up. Slowly, I reach out and press the green button to answer. I raise it to my ear, waiting, but only getting silence on the other end. Hello? Hey, Chase? Julian's voice sounds hesitant, like he's not really sure about what he's doing, like he doesn't know me. Yeah? Hey, so something happened that I thought you or at least someone should know about. I slowly sit up, the blanket falling away from my shoulders. What's up? Well, TJ spent the night over at my place after what you did. Ooh, oh no! Oh no, now we know, everybody knows. Now all of China knows you're here. Julian's voice takes on a hard edge and for a moment I'm not sure what he's talking about. Then I remember the forest and what happened there. For some reason the thought doesn't create that horrible empty guilt I'd felt yesterday. In fact, I feel nothing. Well, we're calling the cops, man. Anyway, we got him a bus ticket back to CCU and we were hanging out until the departure time, which was an hour ago now. Yeah? Well, that lizard guy showed up. Flynn? He showed up at my house. I don't know how he knew where I live, but I think Janice told him. My heart skips a beat. Anyway, he wanted to talk to TJ and eventually TJ told me that I could just wait inside. So I did, and after a while when I looked, they were gone. Gone? Yeah, and so was his truck. I'm pretty sure TJ went with him. And I don't know, they were both acting really strange. So I don't really feel good about it. TJ won't respond to my text either. I see. So, since your number's the only one I have from your friend group, I thought I should tell you so you can let the others know too. Alright, I'll do that. Alright. There's a pause, but I'm already getting up looking for my keys. Oh no. I'll probably check things out myself before my shift today. You know where Flynn lives? I can tell that the buck doesn't really trust me with this information, and why would he? I don't care though. Yeah, he's on Shepherd Street. Janice will be able to point out where it is for you, but I'm heading over now. Let me know if you find anything out. I will. Later. Bye. I feel my heart rate picking up speed as I finally find my keys under my backpack on the table. I snatch them up and jog out of the motel, the heat of the afternoon sun coming over me in a wave. I realized then how late it is. I'd been in the motel for nearly a full day, but to me it felt like only a few hours, if that. I should be on the highway right now, if not already back in Pueblo. But I realize that none of that matters now. Alright, this guy lost his fucking marbles, man. I don't know, man. As I sit down in the oven-like heat of my car, I see it staring at me from the back seat. I'm not afraid of it, at least not right now. It means that I'm on the right track, I think. I'm doing what I was meant to do. Okay, my man. You need some meds. I know where Flynn and TJ are. He probably thinks that's the best place to get the truth out of TJ. His truck sits there in the small parking lot alone, gleaming in the setting sun. I pull up right next to it and look inside. Empty. I park and shut off the engine, jumping out and jogging toward the faint trail through the sagebrush. I know exactly where to go. Instead of turning right like we did yesterday to get the boulder, I take a left. I haven't been on this part of the beach in over a decade, not since it happened. I know this is the right direction though, and soon enough I see the bend on the beach that turns into the shallows that we played in so many times. I also see an odd set of tracks leading in that direction. Flint's footprints, not hard to recognize with their long clawed toes. But there's another pattern next to them. They aren't footprints, but drag marks, like Flynn had been dragging something next to him. I pick up the pace and start to run, breath catching in my throat, that feeling of not being able to turn back looming over me like a dark fog. The water and sand around me is starting to tinge a soft red with the setting sun. For a moment, I wonder what would happen if I stopped. What if I turned back instead of turning this corner? I know that my life will turn out very, very differently if I do. That thing in the mirror, the town, it told me so. Okay, we don't trust random fucking apparitions in mirrors, my man. Alright. But I feel like I'm on a set of train tracks cutting through the desert with no alternative path to speak of. And I've been on this track ever since I decided that I need to protect TJ. As I turn the corner, I see them immediately. TJ is sitting on the beach, his knees drawn up to his chest as he stares downward. Flynn is standing over TJ, his paws on his hips, looking down at the cat. It looks like he'd been thrown there by the lizard, and I finally feel rage replace anticipation and fear. It's finally going to happen, and now I want it to. Hey! Flynn immediately whirls around, eyes wide as he spots me sprinting towards him. He takes a step back as I get closer, but I skid to stop 10 feet away, glaring at him as my paws clench into fists. What the hell are you doing? I scream, I'm sorry everyone. I scream at him, wanting to let him know just how pissed I am. It feels good, finally not being afraid or worried about what's going to happen. Because now I know there's no other option. Flynn looks taken aback for a moment, looking me up and down before he straightens up. He hasn't forgotten what happened between us yesterday, and I can tell that he's afraid of me. Get the fuck out of here, Chase. This isn't about you. You fucking bet it is. I look at TJ and he's gone back to staring at the ground, expression vacant. What are you doing to him? I'm not doing anything to him except asking him some questions. About? You know exactly what about. He's trying to confirm your oh no. Get away from him. I say each word with deliberation, taking a few steps closer to the lizard. Flynn steps back again, but only with one foot, and he doesn't back away further. You stay the fuck away from me, Chase. And what the hell have you been doing this whole week? Flynn seems to grow a little more confident with that. What do you mean, huh? I stop and cross my arms, waiting. What I asked yesterday and after what happened to Carl, I think I'm owed a fucking explanation. I feel the anger rise up even more in my chest. You want an explanation after the shit you've been pulling? Flynn once again looks taken aback by my anger. The hell are you talking about? My paw moves to my pocket. Sorry. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That fucked up scavenger hunt that you sent us on, that you started with Carl. Flynn gapes at me. What? I feel some of my resolution dissolve as the lizard's face looks completely bewildered. He's lying. Anger swells once again. Quit fucking lying to me. I know what you did and I know what you think happened. Flynn steps forward. Chase, get the fuck out of here. This isn't about you. TJ's telling me what happened. I look down at TJ again at that vacant stare. What did he tell you, huh? Leave. This isn't about you. Flynn walks up to me, giving me a hard shove in the chest. I stumble back. Really? I feel my paw reaching into my pocket as if of its own accord. I grasp the note, and even though my nerves fail me as I'm pulling it out, it seems to happen on its own. Then what the hell is this? I unfold the note, ripping the old paper in the process. But it's intact enough when I present it in front of the lizard's face. Flynn's brow furrows in confusion for a moment before he takes it roughly from my paws. He stares at it, eyes scanning the page as if looking at it from all angles. Finally, his eyes flick up to look at me. What the fuck is this? I look straight back at him, waiting for the expression of familiarity, the guilt, the knowledge that the piece of paper is his own doing. But instead of what the mirror promised, I get shock and confusion instead. Just like that, I feel my determination break down. It was as if something had been driving me to this moment, and that cloud covering my brain breaks for a moment. For a moment, things are clear, and I'm left in a daze. What is this? His voice turns up into a scream, and it's such a horrible sound that I stumble back. He holds the paper up, showing me, and I stare as if I'd never seen it before. Unlike the other notes, this one is a crude drawing. On the far left of the page, a small stick figure with lynx ears is kneeling on a beach, surrounded by clams and starfish. Just covering his face, tears falling to the sand below. extending out from the beach. Poorly drawn waves spread across the top of the page to represent the lake. Far below the waves, two figures, that figures, I think I've said that correctly like 5 fucking times, are connected near the bottom of the page. One has X's for eyes, his legs and arms splayed out, tiny little bubbles coming up from the mouth. Below that figure, another sits below him, grinning mischievously, holding the drowning stick figure down by his tail. As if the picture wasn't descriptive enough, words and arrows labeled it. Oh shit! Toby sitting on the beach, Sydney dead in the water, and Chase holding him down. I looked at the drawing so many times before, but now to have Flynn be the one to show it to me. But he had to have been the one to draw this. Who else? The links over here can clearly draw. Not the best drawings, but okay enough. But here he was, standing there in a state of shock, just like me, but I could see his expression very quickly morphing into fury. All my plans to confront him, to figure out how he found out, are thrown out the window because he just found out. I'm completely unprepared, and conveniently the presence that spurred me on has left as well. And it's only now that I realize how stupid this all was. It's like I've been tricked. You've been bamboozled or hoodwinked by that ghostly figure. Chase. Flint's walking towards me, and his expression is like nothing I've seen before. I can see it in his eyes, what he's about to do. I back away, stumbling, and that's when he rushes, tackling me to the ground and crushing me to the hard, sharp rocks underneath. Unlike yesterday, all of my strength and confidence has abandoned me. It's like whatever's been driving me has left me right at this moment, taking several steps back to watch. I could wanted this to happen all along. Lynn's fist finds my face, first one on the right side and another in the left. Each one brings a flash of light to my vision, and at that moment all sense leaves me. It's kind of nice in a way, like I don't have to be present for the horror that I brought on myself. A few more punches come my way, the impacts like earthquakes in my head, but I don't feel any pain. Instead, they leave me feeling stunned, like I'd been electrocuted. I can feel blood pouring from my nose like a faucet though, and soon it fills my mouth with that familiar metallic taste. You fucking piece of shit, you think you can just play with me like this? He's strong. Big hands find my neck and start to squeeze. Though blurred vision, I can see him above me, eyes filled with tears, glaring down at me with a rage that I didn't think was possible. You little shit, you won't fucking get away with this shit this time. I hear the rustling leaves again. My reflection, Sydney, the town, whatever it is, laughing at me. Vaguely, I wonder if Flynn had been spurred on by too. We're puppets. Nothing seems real right now. What's happening to me, to Flynn? What's happening between us? It seems impossible. But the breath that's stuck in my throat is very real, and I start to see stars and blackness begin to cloud my vision. After the things I've done, I guess I deserved it. I guess this is the appropriate way to go out. Flynn! A soft voice coming from the distance. It was me. I did it. I was about to say, it's clearly TJ. We've been with, in the POV of Chase. Unless he somehow unless the story somehow like removed parts of it so we won't know, but you know, it's kind of stupid. Hands come away from my throat and I take in one massive breath, like I'm coming up from the water after being under for far too long. Spit and blood go down my throat and into my lungs, and I roll over, letting out a great cough, spraying the rock in front of my face with dark drops of blood. What? I watch blood drip to the flat rock in a steady rhythm from my nose, having to breathe extra hard through my mouth because of it. I said I did it. It was an accident. I pushed him out into the water and he drowned. I grabbed the rock, stumbling to my feet, feeling that old anger return. He's going to kill Toby. Stop him. Oh no. Freaking fucking demons or whatever influencing this guy, man. I stumbled unsteadily to my feet and turned to see the lizard with his back to me approaching TJ. He will never leave Toby alone just like Sid. Oh, come on, man. I stumbled after them, hand tightening around the rock, the back of Flynn's head in my sights. What did you say? but you can stop it for good. Break the circle. Oh no, man. He's gonna commit another murder or something. I'm a few steps away from Flynn when I swing, bringing it down on his head as hard as I can. The sound is awful. Oh no, I'm imagining it, man. Immediately, Flynn bends over, screaming in pain as his paws come up to clutch the back of his head. I swing again, this time glancing off the top of his head, most of my power robbed by the poor angle. Flynn turns to me, then, still crouched low, tries to tackle me. I stay on my feet for the most part, but I'm pushed back several feet as I grab onto his back for support. I feel the cold water in my feet. Oh no! Flynn doesn't seem to realize what's happening until the water's up to our knees. He stands up straight and I see the blood running down his face from his head. He's glaring at me, expression wild, gaze clouded just like mine, and he takes a swing at me. Lands on my jaw. Though my head is snapped to the side and another flash fills my vision, I'm able to grab that paw and swing him out further into— oh no, oh, that's awful. The lizard stumbles in the shallows, standing up waist deep, and that's when I throw myself at him with everything I've got. I tackle him into the water and we both submerge. I feel the change in Flynn's demeanor. The change as he realizes that he's gone from fighting for the truth to a fight for his life. Claws come out and scratch at my arm, but I ignore it, the cold of the water numbing any pain that I might have felt. I kick us further out into the lake, my powerful tail and body coming into play, doing what I was built to do. Drown people. I know I knocked the breath out of Flynn when I barreled into him, so he doesn't have much time before he needs another breath. I'm not gonna give it to him. I thrust us both through the water, downward against the rocks and sand below us. This is awful. Should I be reading this? This feels like fucking murder documentary. He grasped at me, kicking with his feet, and I catch a glimpse of his face then. It's not angry anymore, or clouded. Instead, he stares at me with shock and utter disbelief. I'm killing him, and he realizes it. He also realizes the truth then. I see it in his eyes. What he's wanted to know for the past decade, he realized it in the last minutes of his life. That's awful. He kicks at me with his feet, his movements becoming even more desperate. His paws move to my neck trying to choke me again, but it's useless. I already have my breath. I watch bubbles spurt from his muzzle, then all at once in a gush. His paws go from strangling to pleading. He grabs me by the shoulders, shaking, tugging, looking to my eyes. But I'm relentless. That feeling of not being able to turn back too strong. His muzzle opens, trying to breathe but only taking in water. His thrashing turns up a notch, scratching my legs with his claws as he kicks even harder. This second burst of desperation only lasts a few seconds though. His movement's growing more and more tired, weaker and weaker. He's not looking at me anymore, eyes staring past me, toward the glimmering surface above. A place I'll never let him see again. Jesus Christ, man, this is morbid. His movements become more sporadic, like he's having convulsions. Yeah, that's what happens when people drown. My instincts tell me to let him go, to end this insanity, but my paws don't let me. I close my eyes and press harder. After a few more minutes, I don't feel any more movement. Slowly, I let him go, carefully not to look at his face. His body stays still for the most part, moving back and forth gently with the current. I kick to the surface, my limbs numb as I break through to the cold air above. I pull myself along through the rocks and gasping and feeling incredibly weak for some reason. My stomach lurches, and for a moment I feel as if I'm going to throw up. I stay there on my hands and knees, staring to the water, at my reflection. My face looks blank, and for a moment I see the horrible gashed mouth. I know I'm crying, even if the lake water is covering it up. What happened? But as I look up and as I see TJ there, everything comes together. He's on his knees again, staring past me, mouth hanging open. Oh my god, man. Fucking, this is horrible for TJ. It's double fucking trauma. Suddenly, I remember exactly why it is this all happened, and my chest fills with warmth and love for the cat. I say, okay, this man's delusional. I ain't reading that. TJ doesn't seem to notice me as I wrap my arms around. That's fucking horrible. That's awful. That's disgusting. I've got you. We're okay. He's not gonna hurt you anymore. This is... This is awful. This is fucking awful. This is just, that's messed up. Messed up. I breathe heavily into the lynx's ears. I whisper to him, wanting to let him know that. No, that's fucking, that's creepy, man. Finally, I feel him shake his head against my body. Chase, why? Because he knew, and he was never gonna leave us alone. He tried to kill us. This is disgusting, man. Is he? This is some gaslighting. This is, holy, he's gone. TJ sobs against me, but I only hug him tighter. Why did you do that? He reaches out to my left, and I look, seeing the paper and the lake. I'm not sure which he's talking about, me showing Flynn the paper or killing him. I don't know, so I don't answer. Instead, I hug him even tighter, whispering in his ear. It'll be just like last time. We won't tell anyone our secret. Something turns ominous in the air. That horrible tension I felt dissipate when we opened the letters returns. This town needs secrets. We'll tell them he tried to kill us, we had to protect ourselves. TJ leans tiredly against me, his arms limp. We're gonna be okay, just like last time. We can forget. This is awful. This is making me fucking puke, man. He's face down, back. Oh my god, I don't even want to imagine that. For a moment, I wonder if it's not too late, if there's still enough life in him to be revived. Nah, man, you fucking killed him. You made sure he's dead. He literally waited a few more minutes to make sure that the man has drowned. But that same feeling holds me back, and I cling to TJ instead. We're gonna be okay. We were manipulated. We keep moving in. Oh my god, you know what I think? There are multiple like entities manipulating freaking Chase. One was pushing him to this weird obsession, and the other was trying to find out the truth. Either way, clearly the latter lost and the former won. That voice comes on the surface for a moment, for the first time sounding stunned. I return to focus on the links, the whole reason why I did any of this in the first place. Whatever happens, I'm going to protect him from all the shitty people in the world that want to hurt him. By the time we get to our feet, it's dark, and I have to help the lynx along through the sagebrush. Brush. It's quiet, robotic, like it was the first time, this was the first time this happened. I help into my car and I get into the driver's seat, quietly pulling out of the parking lot and leaving Flint's empty truck behind. I watch it disappear in the rearview mirror, sitting alone under the yellow parking lot light. As I drive along the road, the lynx stares out the window. I can still feel the tension in my arms and legs, making it difficult to keep the wheels steady. My heavy wet clothes stick to the seat. Finally, we get to the freeway, and I look back again. Echo, just a series of tiny lights, insignificant on the desert landscape. It seems absurd that the place was where all that horror happened, where all of that horror still is. Chase? I snap out of my daydream, looking over the lynx, his eyes glowing gently in the fading light. After we're done with wherever we're going. The police station? Yeah, can you give me a ride back to CCU? I miss my bus. TJ smiles sheepishly. I blink, wondering what to say. Does he not realize? Then I realize what he's doing, what's happening. Just like last time. I clear my throat. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll give you a ride for sure. Thanks, Chase. Oh my god, man. This is some emotional fucking dangling manipulation over here. Holy shit. Did this man watch The Analyzer? Top 6, top 9 manipulation tactics. I wonder if he'll forget what happened. Like what happened with Sid. He did not forget. He just buried that shit deep down, but he did not forget, clearly. I hope that I can. We drive off into the dark desert, toward the soft glow of Peyton in the distance. Yeah, that's the ending, everyone. Oh, 5 years later. Ooh. Devin, seriously, this is gonna be such a good fucking time. You'll be glad you came. Wait a minute. Is this supposed to be a different... I think so. The big grizzly bear nudges the coyote playfully, almost knocking the canine to the passenger window. Ow, keep your paws on the wheel, or your paw at least. This road ain't in great shape. Cameron eyes the giant half-eaten burger in the bear's equally giant paw. Dev's other paw casually steers the wheel, elbow resting out through the open window. The bear looks happier than he's been in a while, somehow grinning as he chews. The coyote sighs and stares out his own window, watching the desert landscape fly by. There was nothing like this in his hometown, and he found himself wishing he was back amongst the pine forests. Something he'd been wishing since he moved to Pueblo for school. Technically, this was his natural habitat, but he found the whole place depressing, somehow. Empty and dry and rough. What you pouting for? I'm not pouting. Yeah, you are. Cameron sighs, deciding to change the subject. So why couldn't Larry go again? I don't know. Said something about his car breaking down. Think he just flaked though. Aren't there other haunted places in Pueblo that we could have gone to, like by the school? The bear shakes his head, letting go of the wheel to crumple up the foil that had packaged his sandwich, tossing it in the back. Not like Echo. Dude, this place is the most haunted town in the entire fucking world. Cameron sighs once again, then suddenly grasps his seat as the car swerves and turns hard into a smaller road heading towards a big blue lake. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. Ooh, freaking Alan Wake 3 in Echo. What the fuck? Whoops, sorry, almost missed a turn. Gotta hit Lake Emma before the actual town. The road quickly ends in a small parking lot, empty and cracked. Why? Because a lot of shit happened here. The grizzly hops out of the car, making the entire thing tilt sideways as he squeezes bolt out before reaching back in for the camera bag. The coyote allows himself one last frustrated sigh before he gets out as well. Hey, yeah, I've seen this in another visual novel. I haven't played it though, or shown in my channel. So. The bear waits for him, reaching out the large padded paw. Aren't they a cute bundle of characters? Cameron takes it and is immediately drawn to a tight embrace and a kiss. The coyote tenses up for a moment and waits until Devon releases him. Can you not do that right after you eat a big greasy hamburger? Cameron makes a show of wiping his lips. Devon rolls his eyes. No pleasing you, is there? Nevertheless, the grizzly holds out his paw again and Cameron takes it, the two of them walking towards a faint trail. It's not a pleasant walk. The trail almost obscured by sagebrush and dry vegetation. Once they reach the edge of the lake, Devon has to help the coyote down the rough, rocky terrain. The coyote feels like a child as Devon lifts him down off the boulders and into the beach, the bear's tree-trunk biceps bulging as he does. They stand there a moment, taking in the scenery. Then Devon leans over to set the camera bag down. Cameron stands there, looking around at a very unphotogenic lake. So, what exactly happened here that you're so interested in? Devon takes off his backwards baseball cap for a moment to smooth his head fur down. Puts it back on and bends over again to take out the camera. Some people say the lake is haunted too. Some guy got killed here in 2015 according to a few articles I read. Wonderful. That was self-defense though. Was that during the whole hysteria thing or whatever? Devon pans the camera across the length of the lake before stopping on Cameron. The coyote frowns at being filmed. No, that was in 2017. The bear pans the camera the other way now, and the Cameron feels himself getting sweaty out of his shirt already. Some coyote he was. It's so hot here. Once we set ourselves up in the motel, we'll have some shade. It's still open? Huh, nothing's open. Everything's abandoned now. We're gonna get arrested for trespassing. The bear finally turns off the camera, leaning over to shove it in his bag. Psst, the cops never come down here. It's too out of the way. Anything for the views, right? Hey, my subscribers are gonna love this shit. Now come on, let's get back to the car. The bear turns and starts scrambling up the rocky boulders, Cameron waiting as he does. That's when the coyote turns around to glance back at the lake one last time, and a lizard lays in the shallows, splayed out, staring at the sky. But he's not staring because his eyes are gone. Half of his muzzle missing. Fuck! Cameron jumps back, tripping over the rocks and landing against the sharp edges. The coyote hisses in pain, but fear spurs him on, trying to scramble up the rocks after Devon. The bear's already turned around though, reaching down to pull Cameron up. Shit, you alright? What happened? As Cameron clings to the large bear, he looks back but nothing's there. I don't know, I saw... Devon looks in the same direction, squinting. Cameron stares a while longer, then turns back and shakes his head against Dev's chest. When Cameron looks up at the bear, he's grinning though. Holy shit, did you see a ghost? The coyote scowls. What? No, I just thought I saw something. It was a reflections in the water or something. The bear gives him a knowing smile. What? You're gonna be a believer by the end of all this. I know it. The grizzly hugs him tight as Cameron frowns, still looking back at the shallows. It had been so real. But before he can even really collect himself, Devin is pulling him along back to the car. Alright, Devin, that's the end, or one of the routes. Because I checked on Reddit, it said there's a lot of endings here. So I'm gonna end this video right here, everyone. Hopefully you liked it, subscribe, whatever, do whatever. I'll be seeing you in the next route of Echo. But for now, I'll finish Glory Hounds, I think. Yeah. So right now, this one is kind of not. It's like finish, not finish. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I also have to remove the music. It is what it is. I'm a bounce. You bounce. Good luck on whatever you're doing. I'm gonna do my OJT. Don't worry, I'll be streaming. I don't know. Let's see.